What's good, everybody? Back with another edition of the Arnold's Thoughts podcast. And today we're going to be going over the 5 reasons why you need a high level set of friends around you when playing the game. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe so we can keep pushing this content out to all those hoopers out there who trying to get ready for the life of overseas basketball. Let's get into it. The first reason why you need a high level set of friends around you is because of the exposure. Now you gotta understand, when you have these friends around you that are on a high level tier. I hang out with nothing but high level set of friends. Like all my friends, you gotta be, I ain't gonna say all my friends, but 90% of the guys I hang out with, they're winners. They play at an extreme high level. Their mind and their thought process of how they play the game is different from the average player. And I thought about that and I wonder, why is that? And I look at my life and I look at the game and I say, you know what? It makes sense why I've won so much in my life. It's because of my friends that I hang out with. They're MVPs, they're champions, they're NBA players that have played on the highest level, and they continue to produce at the highest level. It's why I get along so well with guys that just keep winning. Because you are the company that you keep. So you must keep yourself surrounded by guys that's always wanting to get better and that's always striving to get better, because the type of mindset that they have is just different from, I'm not saying X out your friends and if your friends aren't as good as you, but all I'm saying is if you want to go to another level, if you want to increase your game, increase your exposure to the game to get better, you might want to hang out with some friends that are on that same tier as you. Most of the times, you could tell your level of production on the court and life in general by just looking around you and seeing who are the people you talk to the most. Reason number 2, exposure to opportunities. When your friends are playing and when your friends are playing on, let's say, the best teams in the country or the best teams in a situation, who are the first person that they're going to call when the team, because here's the little trick. When teams are looking for players, they normally ask the players on the team. The reason for that being is because they would rather the player or the import that's there work with somebody they already know, because they don't want to have that bumping heads and have these disagreements all the time. You bring one player in, he's just trying to get his numbers. You bring another player in, he's trying to get his numbers. And the higher you go up, there's going to be more friction, because most guys are there to produce their numbers, to have their stats. So it's better to know the person that you're with and that you're playing with, so these type of situations don't happen. So the first thing, a perfect example, one of my friends who's playing for one of the best teams in Argentina right now was on my line telling the GM, telling the coach, telling everybody, hey, you need to sign this player, this player, this player, this player. And that player was me. My whole career started, my career in overseas basketball started because one of my best friends played overseas. I didn't have my agent. I was going through all kinds of situations, getting screwed over, getting all kinds of things messed up. But I had a friend that was already playing. He was doing well. So guess what? He recommended me to this agent and to this club. And then that's pretty much how my whole career even really started. The third reason why you need a high level set of friends around you. What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 must-have steps to be an overseas basketball player. You know, I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a protege. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go. It's because you get to learn and grow at an exponential rate. Not saying like your friends that you got are they're not good or they can't teach you anything. But in my experiences, when I have a friend that's playing at an elite level, I normally increase my game too, because you're learning from someone that is just as elite. Once you learn from the best, it's kind of like with the Jordan situation. Would Scottie Pippen ever be as good as he was if he wasn't with Michael Jordan? That is a great question to ask. Because once he was around the greatest to ever play, it kind of made him into one of the most dynamic small forwards ever to play, dynamic players, period, to ever play in his era. And he's top 50. And I love Scottie Pippen, but would he have been that great if he wasn't with Michael Jordan from the jump? If he would have went to another team, would he would have been that great? So being around just high level set of friends, they're going to push you, and you get to learn what makes them successful. The moves that they got, that they use, the workout regimen that they do that gives them an edge. Because a lot of times, everybody has like one or two things that they do that makes them successful that another person might can take and add on that you wouldn't probably know unless you were in their inner circle. They might have a little bit more access to like a gym, to a personal trainer, to a certain team, whatever it is, certain aspects of the game that they bring to the table that you get to feed off of and improve your game, and vice versa. That's why the people you keep around you, you want them to bring something to the table that you can learn from. If I'm not learning something from my friends almost every time we talk, then we probably shouldn't be talking. Honestly, at least for me in this point in my stage of my life and my career, I talk to the younger guys because I'm giving them knowledge and I'm mentoring them and I'm trying to get them prepared for this life of overseas basketball. So I'm telling them, hey, you need to be around people that's going to get you better. Yes, John is your friend and y'all been cool and kicking it for the last 3-4 years and y'all are best friends. But John don't like to work out. John don't like to get better. I don't know what to tell you, John. We might have to just be pen pals. Do they even still do that? That's for the old school. If y'all know some pen pals, we're going to have to write me on IG or something. Because right now, I can't really be kicking it and hanging out with you as I want to, bro, because I need to be getting better. I need to survive playing this game. I need to be constantly improving so my bag can increase. So I can just get better. You need to really pay attention to the people around you because they're going to help you learn a different perspective of the game that you really wouldn't see because they have their perspective. And if they're on such a high level and they're playing at these excellent pace, then they can teach you something. That's why you want to have extremely high value friends around you so you can learn and continuously grow. Reason number 4 why it's important to have high value friends around you, and that's for motivation and inspiration. Now, I'm not saying that your friend that's not on the highest tier can't motivate and help you, but once you getting motivation and inspiration from someone that's killing the game, someone that's just on their stuff, like they just killing it, like they get into the money, they the leading scorers, they're dominating their league, their team's always first. When that type of person gives you motivation and inspiration, it kind of gives you a different kind of feeling inside. That feeling that you feel inside is just different. That's why when you see most people, they go and seek out accomplished people for, hey, they go to their pages, or like E.T., he's a motivational speaker, but he's accomplished. David Goggins, accomplished. If LeBron came to you and was saying, hey man, keep it up, keep going, you're probably going to feel that more and enjoy that more because of how accomplished that person is that's giving you that motivation and inspiration. Now, don't think that I'm telling you to X off your friends and they don't take what they mean to you and how they won't. I'm just saying, from experience, from the overall aspect of the game, it's just typical in human nature that the person that's next to you, that's boosting you up and telling you, keep going, you good, don't worry, yeah man, you're gonna get through it, keep shooting. Sounds better when it comes from the best player on the team or the best player in the country than the last man on the bench who don't really play. Not throwing no shots, just calling it is what it is. I'm just being real. I gotta be real with you. If I can't be real with you, then what we doing here, fam? What are we doing here? Like, I'm just gonna be real. I'm not trying to hear about that from the last man on the bench. It's a reason you down there. How you gonna boost me up? Now, I know you have great spirits. I try to keep my spirits up regardless of the situation. You probably got to wait your turn. But real hoopers know if you're meant for it and you're that guy, you're going to fight your way to the top. And anybody, because I've been the last guy. I've been the one who wasn't getting playing time, who was the last pick. And I had to fight my way to the position to where I am. So you have a different type of energy about you. You have a different type of drive about you. And that type of drive, when you get inspiration and motivation from that person who came from the bottom now, you know the old song. I ain't going to sing it for you. But when you get from someone like that came from the bottom and they fought their way up and they telling you, hey man, keep going, keep grinding. It gives you that hope. It gives you that push. It gives you that boost. Like, let's go, man. I can do this. You know, I came from down there. I know what it feels like. Now I'm up, like I'm here now. I done made it through this situation. I'm at this stage of my life because I fought. And when they give you that type of inspiration, it's just a different vibe. It's just a different glow. I'm just calling it is what it is. And the fifth reason why it's important to have a high level set of friends is because of opportunities. They just help you with opportunities in all aspects of the game. I said it earlier. If they have a job offering, if they know somebody in a different league or a different situation, they're going to refer you first because you're their friend. A lot of the times when they see one player hanging out with another player, you get an opportunity because they say, oh, they're friends. He's good. That means he must be good too. So you get an opportunity to see and be seen in certain situations just because you have friends around you. Example, there's a league called the BCL Americas. That's like the top league in South America where countries from Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, all the top teams in each country, they play against each other. And when we played on the stage, I got friends that were playing for Flamengo. They were like the best. They won the International Cup. They were the best team. They made it to the finals in Brazil. Very, very exclusive club. Look it up. Flamengo in Brazil. Very, very exclusive club. I had two homeboys that played on there. So when we're getting ready to play against each other on the court, all eyes are on us. The teams, the coaches are looking like, hey, you got your brother, you got your homeboy. You know, they know other team sees that as well, like, hey, they're really cool, and then you get to show. That's your opportunity, because they say, why is he friends with him? That's the question. Why is he friends with him? That's really giving you a chance to go do what you do, and they would be like, oh, now I see why they friends, because he can go just as good as he can go. It makes sense. So that's why it's very important to have friends in high places. It really does help. The perception, we have to really pay attention to the perception of things, because the perception is, if he's hanging out with him, then he must be just as good as him. And if they're that close, then he might be just as good. Opportunities, the doors open. The level and the feeling that you get inside is just different. You grow more. You're more inspired. You learn more. I'm not saying leave the friends that you have, but you might want to start seeking out ones that's going to improve your game and improve your life, because you are the company that you keep around. And we don't listen. Me, this channel, this podcast, what we strive here is to be the greatest versions of ourselves. I'm never going to try to sugarcoat you and say that it's all right to be mediocre. It's not. Not here. We have to start pushing ourselves to be the best that we can be. Greatness is a habit, not a right. So get into the habit of being around high-level people and adopting high-level friends. You know how you start by doing that? Becoming a high-level person yourself. And then you're going to automatically attract those players and those friends that you need to help you get to the next level. That's all we got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments section if you guys are thinking of changing a set of friends, or you have some friends that you probably think that you need to let go in order to improve your life, improve your situation. And that's all we got. Till next time. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.